What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, Hocus 4/5. Welcome back to another episode. Today, Eric Holder, the man who killed Nipsey Hustle, was convicted of murder and he was found guilty. Before I give y'all my commentary, I'm gonna give y'all a little short, quick news clip, and I'm gonna come back and give y'all my thoughts.
Lou in court, good morning. This tense trial wrapping up with a verdict today. There's no doubt that Eric Holder killed Nipsey Hustle. It was all on camera, but the decision today was whether it was premeditated.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Eric Ronald Holder Jr., guilty of the crime of first-degree murder of Ermias Ashgadon.
The trial began 3 weeks ago with prosecutors revealing chilling details about the entertainer's death. They said 3 years ago, Eric Holder arrived at a South LA strip mall that Hustle owned before opening fire. The two men grew up together. Apparently, there was some conversation about snitching. Holder left, then 10 minutes later came back and killed Hustle with two guns he pulled from his car. Prosecutors told jurors Holder ran away from Hustle's bullet-riddled body, but then came back a few more times to continue to shoot him before running off. In the crossfire, he also hit two bystanders in the parking lot, but both survived. Holder was charged with 1 count of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, and 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a felon. Holder's defense attorneys say Holder should be found not guilty of first-degree murder since he acted under passion. They say he was so enraged and triggered by the response, he acted without premeditating. That's what the evidence will show, they say. But jurors deciding otherwise and convicting Eric Holder of first-degree murder. We hope to hear from attorneys later on. Be sure to stay with KTLA. That's very latest. In downtown LA, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Grew up together. Ain't it like that most times? Ain't it always like that? We hear how people grow up together and, they wind up killing each other. I know that happens in my neighborhood a lot. I'm just saying, man, it's really fucked up. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hustle. Growing up in the street, my mentality, I was taught, rather than to think like, I don't wish jail on my worst enemies. I don't wish jail on this. I don't wish jail on that person. That, in certain cases, I can understand for the people who, that's his family or that's his people that's going to ride out. I'm going to use Michael Jackson real quick. Michael Jackson, I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson. When I found out his doctor did that to him, slipped him the Mickey, I personally believe that it wasn't an accident. I personally believe he knew what he was doing. And now Michael Jackson's not here. So when he got that time for that, I was like, fuck him. He deserved it. Probably more, probably worse. So that mind frame of, that's a sick mind frame. We got to let go of a lot of these quote unquote codes that we grew up with. I don't wish jail on my worst enemy. First of all, my worst enemy is not another brother like me. My worst enemy is not Eric Holder. But Nipsey Hussle was somebody that had millions of fans. Nipsey Hussle was somebody that was so important to the culture. I understand the streets is going to watch this and say, oh, but he was gangbanging. I know what y'all going to say already. Think I didn't think of that? Oh, but he was gangbanging. So, if niggas gangbanging, that's what happens when niggas... I get it. Hey, look. It is what it is. He approached him about snitching. He was in the streets, right? He was gangbang. He was screaming 60s. I get it. But Malcolm X once was in the street. It was red, Detroit Red, and then became Malcolm X, right? Nipsey Hussle, when I seen him becoming, that's what started making me a fan. What made me a real fan of him, when he started talking about Dr. Sebi, because I've been on Dr. Sebi, and I seen him pushing it at the level that he was on a Breakfast Club and all that. He was going to do the documentary. I said, hold on. This kid is a little different. His mind is a little different. He was very important to us. He was somebody, look, Dr. Sebi's not even here. I don't think y'all understand the importance of that information getting out to the world. That is save the humanity type of information. And Nipsey Hussle was going to, he put that on his shoulder, and he was going to carry that torch. And Eric Holder took that from us. Nick Cannon promised to do it. Where's Nick Cannon now? Nick Cannon, ever since you got in trouble with them little hats, you know who I'm talking about, the documentary for Dr. Sebi, you said you was going to take the torch and, in the marathon and going to continue the marathon. I'm just asking questions. I think that Nick Cannon owe explanation to Nipsey Hussle fans, because you did say that to all his fans, that just what you was going to do. And we want to see that documentary come out about Dr. Sebi. I think it's very important. That alone, I'm like, damn, so he was very important to this world. People like that, that's going to bring information to this world, that's going to help and save humanity, that's going to help people, that's going to help heal people. Like, and somebody take them out. I'm sorry, I come from the streets, but it's like, yo, bruh, like, fuck out of here. Whatever happened to that nigga, so what? Whether he go to jail, whether he get poked up in there, whether he deserved the worst. Because you killed somebody like that. In my opinion, this is my opinion. You can have yours out there. You're going to have yours. I know how some of y'all street niggas think already. I used to think like y'all. I don't think like that no more. And it's okay for me not to think like that. Because I see the broader spectrum, a bigger picture. I see it in its totality. I know who the real ops is. And, you know, Nipsey Hussle was bringing forth a certain consciousness that would have woke a lot of people up, because a lot of people wasn't privy to Dr. Sebi, but they would have been because of Nipsey Hussle. As far as the youth, I talk about Dr. Sebi and his information all the time, and people still don't know or don't know who he is, or they probably heard his name, but they don't understand the benefits of an alkaline diet, of a vegan diet. They don't, you know, they think it's some cliche shit. They think the food tastes nasty. They think it's expensive. It's a whole lot of bullshit that's out there that they don't understand. But listening to Dr. Sebi's talk, I promise you, you're going to have a whole different outcome on this reality that we live in and what you put into your body. And you're going to have a whole different outcome on the pharmaceutical industry and and big pharma and these pharmaceutical companies. So, you know, that's, you know, I just feel like, man, that's, you know, I could say how I feel, and I'm going to say how I feel, right? That's just not somebody you kill, man. Like, Nipsey was somebody who was going to help push our people forward. I feel that in my heart. So, you know, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. This is my brief take on it. You know, Eric Holder, you know, to say he got what he deserved, maybe he deserved more than that. Because I feel like personally he took away somebody that was important to the culture. He took away a legend. The way Nipsey died makes him a legend. And, you know, I'm still out here doing what I do, and I'm going to keep pushing the culture forward. You know, Nipsey had a bigger audience than me, so that's why it's like, damn, man, like he could help get this information out there. It ain't about the messenger, it's about the message. We out here living fucked up, people. The things we be consuming, the food, the air, the drugs, the people, the energy. We out here consuming a whole lot of negative bullshit, toxic ass energy. And it starts with what you put in your body. And Dr. Sebi would have helped explain that to a whole generation who wouldn't have known who he is, who don't know who he is right now. Nipsey Hussle had the power to do that. Nobody picked up that torch and said, I'm gonna do this. In the music industry. Why not? Why not? We want to know, Nick Cannon, what happened? I want y'all to go on Nick Cannon Instagram and ask him what happened to Dr. Sebi documentary that Nipsey Hussle was going to do that you promised us. What happened to it? Did they tell you not to do it, Nick? I land here, man. I'm off this. Make sure you check out Hocus 4/5 Rabbit Hole on Clubhouse every night at 11 p.m. I got one of the top rooms on there. Everybody know that already. It is what it is. Thanks for tuning in. Rest in peace, Nip, man. I'm carrying that torch to my audience. As big as my audience gets, trust me, Nip. I'm doing it. Let's get it.